Sawasdee krab and welcome to ASEAN Talent, the show that will present you the stories of all talented people around the region. As you can see, I am now reading a book named Brain Power, and also you can see from the name, this book contains some tips that can boost your brain power and how to develop your life in a year. And it's written by a young lady right here who has earned her master's degree from Harvard University in neuroscience, cognitive psychology, and education. Joining ASEAN Talent today is Kun Nudi vanessa1. Sawasdee krab. And first of all, I have to say welcome to ASEAN Talent and thank you for joining my program today. And starting today with the first question, as you have done many things so far. So what are you doing right now?
I've been writing a few books, and this week I've been finishing one book. It's this one. I just got it to show, but it's so new. It has nothing inside. It's only the cover. But usually my book is about the brain, like that one, Brain Power, and this one, Achariya Sangda. It's about the multiple intelligences theory. But this one, it's so new. It started off as my diary, because when I wrote my book, first, when I finished my master's program, I thought I would become a college professor. I wanted to live in Chiang Mai and biking to work, so I applied to Chiang Mai University, and they didn't take me because they said they have no vacancy for new teachers. So I had to look for other route for my life. So I started writing a book, and then my first book I wrote, my mother wanted me to be also not to write for a publishing house, but to write for myself.
Right.
So I didn't have my own money at that time, so she invested for me for the first book. So I had to start a company. So in the route, I wrote like this book and then like a few more. So I had to become a businesswoman along the way, and it was so much fun. I didn't have a business degree at all. So this book actually started as my diary of my journey as a business person. It was so much fun. So it's a book about being an entrepreneur, being your own boss. And so after my mom read my diary, she told me like I should turn it into a book. It's so much fun to read. So it became a book.
Before we get into more details about this story, let's get back to the time when you were just a little kid. How would you describe yourself?
Very naughty, because I grew up not in Bangkok. My mom came from Sukhumvit area, but then she moved out to Rangsit, which at that time was still, how do you call, rural? Like a lot of rice fields and canals.
Right.
So pretty much I grew up in the garden, so very naughty. We have a lot of animals. I didn't watch TV until I don't know how old. I can't even remember. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch TV in my childhood, so I have to spend time doing more like physical activities.
Wow.
So it was really good. It was a lot of fun. When I was young, my mom had a school for me, so she didn't have the system that you rank the kids. So I never know how good I was. I just know that I understood the items that were taught, and then I had a lot of fun. So that's pretty much like what my mom wanted the kids at school to focus on. Not like if you're number one, number two, number three.
Right. And how did your mom lay the foundation of your study when you was just a little girl?
She was looking at that time, it was like about 30 years ago, she was shopping around for schools, for me, for kindergartens, just like what parents would do today. It's a normal activity. Around 3 for me, and then she didn't find the school she liked at all. She was looking, I think, more than 20 schools, 20 preschools. It was harder at that time. Even now it is hard to find a school that the parents would like. So she started her own school, but at that time I think homeschooling was illegal. You cannot do homeschooling. So she opened a school, and I was the only kid at the school. So at that time she worked at the National Research Council in Thailand. So she read a lot of research about how kids would need peer group. So she borrowed her friend's kid, at my age to be my peer group. So it was me and this boy, Tao, my first friend in school. And there were just 2 kids in school.
Well, let's talk about your development of your studying from the kindergarten to primary school and to the high school and then to the university in the USA.
High school, I was switching schools a lot because my mom is such a nice person. if I don't like this school, then she doesn't argue with me. I get to change. Like I get to do my own choosing. Cannot imagine a better mom. So I was changing, I can't remember a few. But then my mom said, for my personality, it's better for me to go to school in the States. Because she thinks like the foundation that she had when I was young in kindergarten and elementary school, the kids get to ask a lot of questions, you get to work with your peers a lot. It's not rote memory that much. So after I finished high school, then she sent me off to college.
And was it your own interest to study abroad also?
At the beginning, I think it's better to go abroad. It doesn't matter if it's the States or England or wherever. Because when you go and stay away from home, then you have to become your own person. You have to define your own territory away from your parents. You get to create your own life the way you like it. So I really appreciate that my mom was willing to let go of her two kids.
And talking about your field of study for bachelor degree, family study, it sounds interesting. What is it about?
Family studies is among the one that I never heard of, and then I was doing education because we own a school. So I thought I just do education, elementary, early childhood, and then I was enjoying it for 2 years, and then I realized after 2 years I came back to work at our own school. Right. I wrote the curriculum. The kids were having fun. The teachers were enjoying the curriculum. But then I realized that the parents are the uncontrollable factors in the kids' life. Like a lot of parents didn't have time. I cannot stand when parents say, I don't have time. Because if you don't have time, you shouldn't have kids. I think it's not fair for the kid and for the teachers and for the society. However, so I thought after 2 years, I thought that I don't want to be a teacher anymore because it's really no fun when the parents are not in sync with the school. And I used to imagine that, I really just want the kid and minus the parents. Because the kids are so cute. Like every kid, they're just beginning their life and they're so innocent and so just everything they say is like cute. Even though when they're mad, they're cute. Right. But the parents sometimes, it's unbelievable. However, so I went and talked to my professor, my advisor, and said I wanted to switch degree. I might want to just do arts, become an artist, and just give up the educational field as a whole. But she said, you know what, if you don't understand the kids' parents, why don't you do family studies? You would understand the family dynamics and you can help the family as well. So she said, okay, just go and talk to the family study department. So I walked down, I talked to them. They're still like new paint because the department's so new. And it fits, it clicks with what I was looking for at that time. And after that, it was like one of the best 2 years of my life. But now it's hard to say that because the years after that have been very good too. So yeah, but it was wonderful.
Yeah, I can see it from your eyes.
But then we moved to Phuket. We didn't get hit because we went up to the hill just like 15 minutes before the wave came. When we came down, the wave took away everything. So we lost our friends who were also the parents at the school. So it was the big tragedy. I don't even want to think about it.